Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Wow, I actually have my days in order. So, alright, we're just gonna go right into this. So this is Witch Ethics, Ardanes, and the Reed. So, just a little more insight into traditional witchcraft, this particular path. So, very interesting, very important information, especially if you're starting the crooked path. So, let's go. Alright, so, alright. Okay, so the craft, in its truest sense, does not offer a moral guidepost. It does not. It's just a system of magic. So, it is a system of magic, a way of reaching out to the unseen world and being more closely a part of it. So the black goddess, the white goddess, Tupel-Cain, do not look to them for your moral compass, for they are nature's compass, magic's compass. They are powers, neither male nor bene, bad or good. So, they're archetypal energies. So, you are responsible and accountable to yourself, obviously, for your family, your coven or your clan, your community, your country, and your world. How you keep yourself on your path is up to you. So, yeah, there are no moral compasses within traditional witchcraft. Take responsibility for your own actions, own up to your own actions, don't blame things for your weird happenings. If you have a bad session with the Ouija, it's not the Ouija's fault, it's your fault. If your magic goes wrong and it goes bad, it's not the magic's fault or the god or goddess's fault, it's your fault. So you have got to, everybody has got to take that in. It is our fault if something goes wrong. So we have to take responsibility for that though. So, alright, that being said, as a piece of craft lore, it is interesting to look at the Ardanes and the Reed. So bear in mind that these pieces are modern constructs, with occasional bits of arcana thrown into the mix. Some of the advice here, for we only truly consider its advice, and not law. So it's not like witch law, or anything like that. So, it's worth a look though. Other pieces seem very out of keeping with the craft as we know it. Alright, so now we have the Ardanes. So the Ardanes, or the Ordanes, first appeared in the craft documentation in 1957. So Wicca was actually created in 1950 by Gerald Gardner. Alright, so let's see where this takes us. When Gerald Gardner presented them to his coven after a disagreement about his own interactions with the media, while insisting on secrecy within the coven. No known record of them in any other older documentation exists prior to that date. So, just showing everybody the proof that how Wicca is very, very, very new. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I really love the old ways. I don't like this new age neo-Wicca pagan rainbow fluffy unicorn. It's just, yes, not the way I want to do things and not the way I want to live. Life is not full of unicorns and rainbows. So, alright, now where did I go? I don't know where I went. Oh, okay, so while it is possible that he received them from his own initiator and teacher, the mix of archaic and modern phrasing in the Ardanes would just suggest that they were created at that time. So really there's no basis or, factual anything with Gerald Gardner. He just created Wicca. Boom, that's it. That's all he did. So, during Valentine, among others, was suspicious of these laws, which unsurprisingly eventually led to her outing from the coven by Gardner. So yeah, obviously, you don't want to be involved in that crap. It's not even worth it. It's not worth your time. So these laws have had several iterations. They vary amongst covens' traditions who hold to them. So some are anarchist. Wow. Or oddly Christocentric, a fairly close copy of the original Gardarian. Whatever, I don't even know how to say that. Ardane exists here, whatever, now. Alright, so the Reed. The witch's Reed. So many, if not most, witchcraft traditions use the Wiccan Reed as the foundation of their code of ethics. So this is really cool because this is from Egypt. So the first published form of the Wiccan Reed is a couplet that appeared in 1964 by Doreen Valentine. 8 words the Wiccan read fulfill, and it harm none, do what ye will. So read is a Middle English word meaning advice or counsel. So while in this case an archaic conjunction meaning if, other versions, including much longer poems, have been written since then. But this is the basic tenet of Wiccan ethics. So that is Wicca, not traditional witchcraft at all. So, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Alright, so, much, has been written on this topic, and debates are continually waged within the Wiccan and witchcraft communities over the exact meaning and execution of these few words. So, on one hand, the read seems simple enough. It is a mandate to do no harm, much like the Golden Rule or the Hippocratic Oath. Hippocratic Oath. On the other hand, words like harm and will can be seen as vague or, amorphous to members of disparate traditions. So, is harm the same or different than hurt? What about will and want? Or is will closer to true will? Wicca has screwed things up a lot. So then there's the questions of self-defense. Is it ever okay to harm someone if they're attacking you? Yes. That's what traditional witchcraft is about. Yes, of course. Screw other people. Whatever. Screw Wicca. So, a common psychic shielding technique involves mirroring negative energy back to its center, so it's a return to sender kind of spell. So if this causes harm, have you violated the read? The logic for any of these questions can get rather circular as you ponder them, and if you follow a debate of this sort online, it will often do just that. So don't even bother. Yes, don't even bother messing with them, because they're like radical Christians. So some traditions use similar creeds, but with different implications. So as the basis of their moral and ethical codes, one prominent standard, though not craft in origin, is the law of dilemma, which says, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will. Aleister Crowley. So he wrote these words in 1904, inspired in part by the writings of, what the hell is that name? Francois something in 1543. So Rabelais said, do as thou wilt, because men who are free are inclined to virtue and disinclined to vice. Here we are absolutely talking about doing one's true will and not simply doing the whim of the moment. So you guys see where that comes from, hopefully. But ultimately we encourage you to pursue a line of independent thought regarding ethics and code. In other words, you know what you believe to be ethical behavior and hold on to it. Remember that ethics and morals are not really about being held accountable to a power higher than yourself. If you believe an action is wrong and you proceed in doing it, you will pay a price for doing it. So it's pretty interesting. It's really, really interesting to see that and to kind of just think about that. Why such high, within Wicca? Why did they set such a high bar? Why would Gerald Gardner put such a high bar on top of everything? Whatever you send out comes back 3 times 3. So many people believe that shit too, and it's so fucking dumb. Excuse my language. So this is The Witch's Creed by Doreen Valentine. Is she the one that turned Christian all of a sudden? Doreen Valentine? No. That was, I don't remember, and I honestly don't care. So, alright, now here is The Witch's Creed. So, alright, here now the words of the witches. This is, obviously, Charmed. They have taken it from Charmed, so this is going to sound very familiar. So, here now the words of the witches. The secrets we hid in the night. When dark was our destiny's pathway, that now we bring forth into light. Mysterious water and fire, the earth and wide-ranging air, by hidden quintessence we know them, and will keep silent and dare. The birth and rebirth of all nature, the passing of winter and spring, we share with the life universal, rejoicing in the magical ring. 4 times in the year the great Sabbath returns, and the witches are seen at Lammas and Candlemas dancing on May Eve and all Old Halloween. I like this. When daytime and nighttime are equal, when the sun is at its greatest and least, the 4 lesser Sabbaths are summoned, and witches gather and feast. It's just beautiful. 13 silver moons in a year are 13 in the coven's array, 13 times at Esbat, and make merry for each golden year and a day. The power that was passed down the age, each time between woman and man, each century unto the other, ere time and the ages began. When drawn is the magical circle, by sword or athame of power, and its compass between the 2 worlds lies in the lands of the shades for that hour. This world has no right then to know it. So all worlds of beyond will tell not. The oldest of gods are invoked here. The great work of magic is wrought. So, for the 2 are mystical pillars that stand at the gate of the shrine, and 2 are the purpose of nature, the forms and the forces of divine. I love this. The dark and the light in succession. The opposites each unite, each unto each, show forth as a god and a goddess. Of this our ancestors teach. So by night he's the wild wind's rider, the horned one, the lord of the shades. By day he's the king of the woodland, the dweller in the green forest glades. So she is youthful or old as she pleases. She sails the torn clouds in her bark, I think. The bright silver lady of midnight, the crone who weaves spells in the dark. So the master and mistress of magic that dwells in the deeps of the mind, immortal and ever renewing, with power to free or to bind. So drink the wine of the old gods, and dance and make love in their praise, till Elfheim's fair land shall receive us in peace at the end of our days. So that's basically, I mean, you hear that a lot, like on Charmed, but it's not for that purpose. So I really like it. It's just really, really nice. It's a very, very nice the read. I just like it. It's just very nice. So let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's try Seething. So this is pretty cool. I like this right here. All right. So Seething is a literal translation of Seor, which is a type of sorcery which has been practiced in Norse society during the late Scandinavian Iron Age. So modern witches use Seething as a way to shamanically get outside of themselves as projection. So into an altered state, and to raise the power for charging a spell, tool, or talisman. So there are 2 modern interpretations of the practice of Seething based on the accounts in the old Nordic sagas and in other ancient literature. So the first method is very much like the practice of treading the mill. The witch bears a grandre, or a riding pole, such as a staff, broom, stang, hobby horse, or a wand. He then treads a wide circle while focusing power on a central point, such as a staying altar or a lead witch. Alternatively, the witch may choose to use their own grandre as the focal point and circle around it while holding it at its axis point. It's interesting stuff. So the second method of Seething is much more adaptable to any situation. So although it may not be as historically accurate, it entails the raising of great emotion and force of will through the act of rocking back and forth, of clenching and unclenching the muscles of the body in rapid succession. So it is from this method that we gain the modern usage of the word seething, as in I was seething with anger. So you want to be very careful when you do that, when you clench up all your muscles real fast and then let go. For Charlie horses, watch out for Charlie horses. They suck. So alright, now anyone who has ever zoned out while relaxing in a rocking chair, I do that all the time at night like this. All the time. So, let's see what that says about that. Alright. Understands how this method works. By simple rhythmic control of the animal body, and the mind becomes free to wander as it will. So by adding a strong emotional component to the movement, the mind keeps its focus on the magical work being done and the power is raised. So this technique of seething is very similar to the Gardnerian. Why can't I say that word? Gardnerian Wiccan practice of ritual scourging to raise the power. Oh, okay. So, as it both controls the blood flow and heightens the emotional state, which is incredible. Oh no. Where'd I go? Oh, I was like, shit. Oh no. Oh, never mind. I found it. Alright, so. Yes. So yeah, it's really, 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 really interesting, and it's a really cool feeling too. So. Alright, now, if a witch becomes proficient in this form of seething, to raise power, she may be able to seethe simply by controlling her breathing and clenching and relaxing certain muscle groups in the body. So this practice is very akin to raising Kundalini. Be careful. Very careful of Kundalini. So the serpent energy in the base of the spine, which is known about this energy. Which is known about this energy. It's the serpent energy for ages. And it is thought by some researchers that this so-called osculum in fame, or the kiss given to the witches in fidelity to the devil on his backside, was simply another ways to raise this Latin energy. So, I think it's pretty interesting to see that about, seething. That's pretty interesting, how to get yourself into a different state of mind, a different altered state of consciousness just by rocking. If you rock long enough and clench your muscles and release, you can feel yourself continue to rock, and then you can just leave your body. So it's very interesting. It's fun. It is great stuff. So, alright, so just a few little more snippets of what you guys hopefully like within this. So, wow, what happened to my hair? Crap. I'm going to shave it all off, but alright guys, I hope you all have a great day. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday. So, all my love, all the way from Venus, all the way back down. There we go. Alright, I love you all very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh wait. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I love you all, and you're all amazing. So, I'll see you tomorrow.